Selena here. I just want to say a massive well done to everyone that entered my musical theatre poster competition. We had so many amazing entries, but my winner has to be Olivia Gale. She drew the most amazing poster with some of my favourite musicals in there. Well done, Olivia. You are the winner of the £20 Amazon voucher. See you all soon.
Congratulations to the winner. Following on from Selena is former ROX member described as having a reputation for his energetic live shows and an act not to be missed. Welcoming Adam Morrison-Jones.
I actually said ladies and gentlemen. In 2021, I said ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try and make it sound a bit more modern and less 1980s holiday park. Well, it's part of my DNA. I'll try again. People of ROX. That sounds a lot better. People of ROX. You liking that? I don't know. I can't tell. You're on the internet. People of ROX. Please give it up for a legend of South East comedy. I said that myself. Don't actually think that, but that's what I've just written down to read out. An absolute legend of South East comedy. The one, the only, Mr. Adam Morrison-Jones. Clap, 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 clap. Yes, I'm feeling it. This is exactly the same as bringing bands out on stage, which has been great because it means I've been reminiscing about MCing for ROX. One of the things doing this has made me do is reminisce about Bognor Regis. I remember the first day I got off the train. I was there with my bag for life, full of dreams and ambitions, thinking, what's going to become of this young boy? What am I going to do in my 20s? First thing they did is when I went and worked at a certain holiday park that I won't say the name of, but you can guess what holiday park it is in Bognor Regis. It's the best one there, you know. So they introduced me to my roommate, who was a guy called Keith. Now Keith was a legend. Now Keith was going through that period in his 20s. I think that we all go through it, and I've been going through it most of my life, called drinking quite a lot. And he just used to get a bit too drunk. I remember one night I woke up and I was looking at my door handle and it was 2 o'clock in the morning and it was going up and down like this. And I thought, that's not right. Door handles do not move on their own. And I just heard Keith's voice going, Adam, your door won't flush. That is a level of drunk when you're trying to pee and flush someone's door. Also, one of his other great quotes was, Adam, take those eggs out of the fridge. I was like, why am I taking the eggs out of the fridge? Well, they go out of date tomorrow and I don't want them hatching. Is that a thing? Has anyone left out of date eggs in the fridge and then I woke up the next morning and there'd just been chickens everywhere? I doubt it. But I love my time there. So the next thing I want to talk about took place in Sheets. Now what I love about Sheets is it's not been called Sheets for about 25 years. It's changed its name so many times, but everyone still calls it Sheets. The last thing it was called was Club Vision. Now, to be honest, if you've got 20/20 vision, there is no way in a million years are you going to end up in that nightclub at the end of the pier, is there? It's not. It should be called Last Resort, and not after the Papa Roach song, because that is the last resort of any evening ending up in Sheets. Still, great times. Those are the best places, aren't they? Those cheesy nightclubs where you think, this place could fall into the sea at any minute, but we are listening to steps, so it's been a good night. So, the story takes place here. We were on the dance floor down below, and there was a big group of lads looking at us. Now, I don't know if anyone else feels this. When someone points at you, it always feels a bit weird because it very rarely happened, and I think it's only ever happened to me twice in my life. And this lad's pointed at me, and then he's whispering to his other mate, but he's doing that thing called nightclub whispering, which is actually louder than shouting in that environment. So he's talking to his mate, going, it's him! It's definitely him! It's him! And I'm thinking, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? And he walks over to me, and he says, you all right, mate? Can I get a photo with you? And I just agreed with it. I thought, yeah, of course you can. Let's get a photo together. So we had this photo together. Now, taking a photo about 10 years ago was a very different procedure. One, because you didn't have selfies. And two, it took forever. One, you had to find someone to take the photograph. Two, you had to be in the right light of the photograph. And three, the world's smallest screens. It just looked like a Nintendo Game Boy. All those photographs from 10 years ago, you can't see a blooming thing in them. So we took that photo, and I thought, this is weird. And then another one of his mates come over, and then he took the photo. Then he said, do you want to come over here and have a photo with us? And I had a photo, and I had to say, I had to ask what was going on. I said, you're right, lads, why do you keep having a photograph with me? He said, wow, we bloody loved you in Gavin and Stacey. But on the plus side, did not pay for a drink all
Hi,
night.
Adam. Thank you so much for taking the time out to answer our questions.
That's all right. It's an absolute pleasure to do something for ROX, really is.
So Adam, we know you've been performing for over 10 years as a comedian. That's incredible. Could you please tell us about a bit about who you are and what you've done in your career over the years?
Yeah, I can indeed. My name's Adam Morrison-Jones. I'm a comedian. I've done bits of theatre over the years, from musical theatre, stand-up comedy and playing in bands, but mainly I'm a comedian. That is my job. That's what I get paid for.
So when did you join ROX, and what made you want to become a member of ROX?
I joined in 2011. The thing that made me want to join ROX is because they used to have a massive festival. Like, they used to have like thousands of people. I think there was up to like 8,000 people there. And I was like, do you know what? I want to be part of this. And there was people learning their trades. So they were getting people in from the community, learning how to like mix sound, learning how to do lights, and learning how to perform. And I remember just standing there with like 5,000 people thinking, this is what I want to be part of. Something that gives back like this. There's nothing else like it. And there still isn't anything like it, to be honest.
So you were learning a lot as well as doing what you enjoy?
Yeah, definitely. It gave me a kind of a springboard as well. Like, I always knew I wanted to be a comedian, but until you're stood in front of like thousands of people and you have to be funny, you know if you're capable of doing it for a living. And it really did make me think, do you know what, I'm going to do it. So, and I can't thank them enough for that.
Oh, that's lovely.
That's so nice to hear. Yeah,
definitely. So we know that you played in a band at ROX, and you used to also MC between acts. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. So I was in a band called The Mash. There was 3 of us. It was my mate Steve and my friend Chris and a guy called Paul who played bass. And we just used to do acoustic songs of like Lady Gaga covers and stuff like that. It was really, really weird, but it was great. And like, the more I did it, the more I started enjoying talking in between the songs than actually playing or singing anything. so it got to the point of going, you know what, I reckon I can MC this. So I remember talking to Nick Jones, and he said, well, have a go. And that day put me on MC in the arena stage, which is insane to look back at now, thinking someone just going, yeah, I think I can do that. Well, have a go. It's crazy. So yeah, that's the thing that kind of made me think, do you know what? This is what I want to do as well. Like, it was the band that was important, but it was kind of the right diving board, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess the opportunities ROX gave you, would you say, enabled you to like develop your skills and push you in the position to go to be a comedian?
Definitely, that's the thing with it as well. Like, if you want to do anything in life, you need to just get out there and do it. And like, comes that realization of being good at it. And it's like, wanting to be a comedian is one thing. It's like, wanting to be a great singer is another thing. But until you're on a stage with an audience, you're never going to know if you're actually capable of doing it for a living. And I think ROX gave me that kind of fire, because I remember emceeing the first 2 bands on the first day thinking, oh, that was crap. And then thinking, well, I want to do this for a living. I don't want to be doing something I don't want to be doing. So remember, like, just thinking, do you know what, I'm just going to up my game. And I remember having a little pep talk. I can't remember who told me backstage, going, if you want to do it, you've got to be good. And ROX kind of did that. It gave you a chance to learn, but there's nowhere else. Like, I must have been in my 20s, and then being able to go on a stage and just talk to like people and being part of it, the organisation of it as well. It just kind of gave me that lift that I needed for everything. Like, most of it came from ROX. So thank you, ROX.
That's really nice to hear.
Yeah.
So when did you decide that you wanted to be a comedian? Like, was there a time in your life where you were like, yeah, that's definitely what I want to do, or did ROX push you in that direction?
I mean, I know the exact time I wanted to be. I was 6 years old and I was sat with my grandma watching TV, and there was a comedian called Dominic Holland on the Des O'Connor show. Yeah, look how old I'm standing now. Facts about Dominic Holland. He's Tom Holland's dad from Spider-Man. So I remember watching him at 6 years old thinking, do you know what? I want to be doing that. And I remember just thinking, oh, how do I do that for a living? But until you've got the opportunity to do it, it's harder to follow your dream. So like from the age of 6, I knew what I wanted to do. I was always writing down funny bits, trying out bits. But until actually having that kind of, hey, do you want to go on this stage and talk to people? And the other thing ROX did for me as well that I've just remembered, tell me to stop if I'm rambling as well, don't worry about that. They used to put on a comedy night. So they used to put you on with like 4 professional comedians, and they just let you do 10 minutes at the beginning of it. It's like, that's unthinkable now. And you got paid. You got paid £42.50. I thought I'd won the lottery. But yeah,
I suppose it's like a support act for like a big artist. If you don't get that opportunity, people don't hear you.
Exactly. Yeah, and you learn. That's it. And the best way to learn anything, like ROX are really good with like music and that, you can stand and you can watch. And if you're watching people that are better than you, you're going to get better. That it's that simple. It's like a muscle. The more you train it, the more you work with people, the better you get. And it was a great stepping stone. Like to have an early gig that was emceeing to about 8,000 people would kind of put me in the right stead, because if you die doing that, you know about it. Like, that's it. It's not a small pub in Brixton or something. But yeah, no, they really did make the difference for me. And I always knew I wanted to do it, but they kind of made me think I can do it.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear.
Yeah, I'm sure ROX, that'll be lovely for them to hear. Your favourite memory that you have from your time with ROX?
Yeah, there is. My favourite memory was the first time of emceeing on ROX as well, because that kind of kick-started everything. Like everything took off from there. I started doing radio. It just gave me more confidence. And it stopped me as a person asking, am I good at this? And it started me asking, I need to get better at this, which was one thing that really stuck in my head through the whole of my career. It's like, you can always be good at something, but you can always be continuously getting better at something for the whole of your career. And I think ROX really installed that. And it was just that last night, standing there, people screaming, singing Bohemian Rhapsody a cappella as well, and just thinking, do you know what? If this is the starting point and I don't do anything else, this is pretty damn good.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much, Adam.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
Hello everyone, it's me, Adam Morrison-Jones. Thank you for all the questions that you've sent in. Here is question number 1. Question number 1, how do you come up for material for your performances and where do you get your ideas from? That is a brilliant question. It might not have an amazing answer, but I'll give it a go. So I'm an observational comic, so most of my ideas come from the world around me, and that was a lot easier 2 years ago now, where you could get out and see things. You could go to museums, you could go to pubs, you could go to bars, you could just walk around the town centre, and at least 3 days a week you'd see something and think that's a good bit of material. I mean, like a few months ago I was in McDonald's and was looking around there and thinking, wow, remember the times when you had a McDonald's party as a kid? And that gives you the idea for the McDonald's party. Then what I'll do is I'll write it down in my notebook, I'll put it in a big spidergram and just write down all the things that I remember about McDonald's party, and then hopefully there's a few funny bits in it, and then I'd go to an open mic night and just try out and see what gets laughs again and again. Yeah, that's pretty much how I come up with material. Question number 2, what are your top tips for being a successful comedian? Ask Michael McIntyre. No, I'm only joking. Do you know what? There's so much information out there. Just read and learn. And if you are starting out, comedy, just remember sometimes you need to be a little bit rubbish before you get good. So if you have a bad gig, it doesn't matter. It will beat you up inside. Dying on stage, it feels absolute terrible. But you've just got to kind of write it off. Sarah Millican does a thing called Millican's Law. So if you have a bad gig, so if you get like very few laughs, if your routine doesn't go down too well, you can beat yourself up about it until 10 o'clock the next morning. Then you've got to get over it. It's a lot of hard work, and at times it does feel like effort. But if you want to do it, just put the time and the effort in, and it is definitely the best thing I have ever done in my entire life. Question number 3. What is your best experience to date as a comedian? Great question. At the moment it's doing my Edinburgh show, Entertainer, because I was meant to do a full run last year, but sadly didn't get to due to COVID. So getting to do it at Brighton Fringe this year and many other festivals, and I just really like the show, and I've had an awesome bits of feedback from guests and audience members, and yeah, there's nothing better than when you make something and you think, you know what, this is all right. You can never say it's damn good, can you? Because if you say it's good, then you sound really arrogant, but it is pretty good. I like it. Thank you to everybody who has entered this joke competition. We have had so many entries. I've been going through them all morning, and they have been absolutely brilliant. But the winners are, get ready, drum roll please. We have Rex Gilmore!
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Don't know what to call a fish with no eyes. Fish.
And Olivia Forrester. Well done, guys. You have done absolutely amazingly. And congratulations to you both. And thank you for everybody who's taken part. Have a lovely day.
How much does Santa play for a say? Nothing is on the house.
Now we have a talented singer and pianist, recently finishing college, studying creative and performing arts, and continuing to develop her career in screen acting at the University of Chichester, introducing the so talented Jessica Dennett.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water. Ooh, and I think of all the things, what you're doing. In my head, I paint a picture. Since I'm coming home and my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Why'd you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie, did you have to go to jail? Put your house right up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? Hope you didn't catch a 10. I hope you found the right man who will fix it for you. Are you shopping anywhere? Change the color of your hair, and are you busy? Did you have to pay that fine when you were dodging all the time? Are you still dizzy? Since I'm coming home and my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. Why'd you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water, and I think of all the things what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Since I'm coming home and my
We would next like to show you a montage of clips from our virtual dance-a-thon. On Sunday the 28th of February, we gathered our friends and family together for 2 hours of non-stop dancing to raise funds for ROX.
Amy hosted the event and participants followed Amy and musical theatre performer Selena Barron in their dance routines, and we raised an amazing £578.
We would like to say a huge thank you to everyone that got involved, for everyone who donated, and an extra special thank you to Peter Keylock, Managing Director of Jeffreys and Dibbons Estate and Letting Agents, for your generous donation of £100.
Don't forget, we are raising funds for ROX Music and Arts until the 8th of May. Every penny counts, big or small. Our link will be found in all our social media platforms at A Day in the Arts, and also in the comments below.
And I had so much fun taking part in A Day in the Arts dance-a-thon. It was great to be involved in something different and active during lockdown. I managed to raise £100 in sponsorship funds for ROX. Dance has always been a massive part of my life, and I feel what ROX does, allowing performers to showcase their talents to thousands of people, is really amazing. Please donate to this great charity if you haven't already. Thank you.
Hiya, my name is Megan and I took part in the dance-a-thon. I had so much fun. Normally, in my everyday life, I'm an entertainment host on cruise ships, so it was definitely nice to feel like I was back at work again, as normal, doing all my favourite dances.
Hi everyone, it's me Selena again. I had so much fun participating in the dance-a-thon. Not only did I join in, but I also led a lot of the dance routines, giving me the opportunity to show others my talents and put my leadership skills to the use. My favourite dance from the dance-a-thon has to be Blame It on the Boogie. Keep dancing everyone, and don't forget to donate to ROX.
Sweat, skate, spray, macho, blow your horn, ring the bell, okay, kiss, comb your hair, wave, give them away, Superman!
We will be right back after this break with more from Tega Alexander and also an arts and crafts workshop from Naomi Willis.
A Day in the Arts with ROX, sponsored by Crown Creations and Events.
Please don't forget to donate to ROX Music and Arts organisation. You can find the link below in the description box or on Facebook and Instagram at A Day in the Arts. please don't forget to donate to ROX Music and Arts organisation. You can find the link below in the description box or on Facebook and Instagram at A Day in the Arts.
A Day in the Arts with ROX, sponsored by Crown Creations and Events.